Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lillian and I'm here joined with my friend and colleague Tre, who is also in my graduate program. And this is a video series where we're going to be giving you advice about applying to PhD programs in particular from our experiences. We aren't experts and we've never been in like a graduate school committee before, so this is just from our experiences and advice that we have been given before. So today we're going to be talking about choosing graduate programs. So I wanted to ask Tre, can you tell us just about your process, how you ended up choosing your graduate programs?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. And for me, it took a long time. And I think the first step for me was deciding why it was that I wanted to go to graduate school. And that started as an undergrad. There was a topic in biology that I became fascinated with. And I was like, I just want to become an expert in this. And so I'm going to go to graduate school for that.
Yes.
So choosing programs, I needed programs that obviously were great research institutions and had the research that I was interested in doing. So I guess that started with like general cell and molecular biology programs because that's where I fall in terms of research interests. And then it just went from there. And then after that, I was considering a lot of different things like, are there organizations and support networks for students like me who are underrepresented? Is it a place that I actually want to live? I think that's a really important, question.
So just sorry to interrupt.
No.
In all of this, did you ever think, I want to go to Harvard because it's Harvard?
It's just Harvard? No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and that's something I think I've been trying to express to people in my videos, especially because a lot of people do ask, like, how do I get into Harvard? And I recently did a video on that, which I have in the description below, is that you as Tre said, you want to think about what you want to do in life, right? And just saying, I want to go to Harvard because it's the best. Well, first of all, it's not the best in everything. But what is it about Harvard that would actually get you to where you want to be?
Okay,
so, like,
sure.
Tre is talking about a lot of different things, like, choosing your advisor, the research actually done at the institution, and then other things like, groups and things like that, which it makes things nuanced, right? So from that kind of, you don't have to share which schools, but like, how did you end up actually solidifying your choices for applying?
Yeah, so something you touched on was, whether or not Harvard is the best at, everything. And obviously it's not. But you're going to find out that maybe the person who you want to do research with isn't at Harvard. Maybe they're at some other institution. And so that's something that you have to consider. So for me, it was figuring out who's doing what research where, and that dictated the types of schools that I was applying to. I knew that I mostly wanted to stay in the Northeast region, so I applied to a lot of schools in the Northeast. I wanted, personally, a bigger program, so I had more people to interact with compared to a smaller program. I knew for sure I wanted to live in a big city. I grew up in a big city, and I felt like it was the right time to do it. I wanted a place where there possibly would be places of employment for me afterwards. And we live in Boston, and there's so many like companies, biotech companies, and people working in industry that I thought it would be a good transition from graduate school to the workforce if I chose to do that.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of different factors.
Good. Yeah. And I actually resonated with a lot of what you said. Definitely being in a big city, I went to a small liberal arts college around an hour east of Los Angeles, so even though it was kind of next to LA, it was still very isolated, and I realized I wanted to be in the epicenter of, not only biology, but, where a lot of undergrads are. And something I think is really important is thinking about the program itself. One thing I'll say is I really don't think the program matters that much after your second year, because it really is about what lab you're going to join. But especially if you're moving, those 2 years are very important.
Yeah.
And when I was making my decision, I thought, I want to be in California, but I also liked Harvard and MIT because I had been in Boston before, so I said I'll apply to those schools as well. And I applied to a diversity of programs. This is some advice I'd give to you guys, is apply to a diversity of programs, because I think Tre is very introspective and knows what he wants. And I think I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought I wanted a small program in California that was more personalized. But I was glad that I ended up applying to bigger programs, because for me, what I realized was it was very important to have a diversity of faculty, so that I could have my pick both in the science and in the mentorship. Sometimes in smaller programs where there are less faculty, you kind of have to compromise one of those. Don't compromise the mentorship. That is the advice I've been given. But I wanted to be able to have a pick. So Harvard has like hundreds of faculty members, and so that was very attractive to me. And then when I went on interviews, I realized I wanted a big program. I thought I didn't, but I did. So just keep an open mind as well. But I think what you'll see is that the graduate school process is very personalized, and you know what, Tre or I have gone through doesn't necessarily apply to you. So if you have any questions, you might want to talk to your friends or your faculty members and reflect on what you think you need. All right, that is the end of our advice. So if you have any questions or even advice to give people with regards to choosing graduate programs, please leave a comment below. And if you found that this video was helpful at all, like and subscribe, because more videos will be coming out.
Thanks for watching.